Okay, so get this. What if, like, you could actually trade emojis like they were stocks?
Oh.
And we're not talking like some silly game here. We're talking real, like, digital assets, backed by some pretty hardcore tech. And that's actually what we're going to be diving into today, this platform called emojicoin.fun.
Yeah, emojicoin.fun. It is a pretty wild idea when you first hear it.
Right.
But I think what's really fascinating is that this is coming from a team, Aconia Labs, that is known for, really hardcore work in decentralized finance. I mean, they're based in Portland, led by Alex Kahn and Kirsten Opp. And their order book protocol has already handled like over $210 million in trading volume.
It's a serious team.
Yeah, so they're not like newcomers to building complex financial systems.
Right. When I first heard about it, I was like, who's going to trade emojis? But like the more I kind of dug into it, it's like there's a lot more to this than meets the eye, right?
Yeah.
So how did a team that is like literally building sophisticated financial infrastructure, like how did they end up creating this platform for trading emojis?
It's a pretty interesting journey. Their journey to emojicoin.fun actually kind of started with this deep dive that they were doing into on-chain liquidity for their order book protocol.
Okay.
So essentially they were trying to like figure out the best ways to ensure, smooth trading and price stability on the blockchain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But in the process, they kind of came across and got inspired by these platforms like pump.fun, which use these really interesting like economic models to create these like almost game-like trading experiences.
Yeah.
And so they saw like this opportunity to take their knowledge of these complex, financial systems and apply it to something that was a bit more culturally relevant and, dare I say, fun.
So they saw an opportunity to marry like their hardcore knowledge with something that's like a little more fun, a little more approachable, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. They realized that like even though we think of emojis as, kind of frivolous, they do actually represent like this powerful form of communication and cultural expression, especially online.
Right.
And they kind of figured, why not combine that with like the power of DeFi to create something totally new?
It's a new kind of asset class.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
So let's talk about how this whole thing actually works. They use this thing called a two-state mechanism, which sounds, I don't know, kind of complicated.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
Okay, so imagine you're launching a brand new emoji coin, right?
Okay.
You want to make sure that it starts off like fairly.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's where the first state comes in.
Okay.
And it's called the initial bonding curve state. And it uses this I guess I would call it a modified concentrated liquidity automated market maker or CLAM for short.
CLAM.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
It sounds super technical, but basically it's like a very carefully controlled environment where the price of the emoji is allowed to like fluctuate within a very specific range as people kind of start buying and selling.
So it's like guardrails for the price of this emoji.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So it prevents things from going haywire, right out of the gate when it launches.
But why two states? Like, why not just stick with this CLAM thing?
So the thinking there is, okay, well, think about it. As the emoji gains popularity, right?
Yeah.
And more people start trading it, you want to have a system that can like handle a lot of volume and keep the price, relatively stable.
That makes sense.
And so that's where the second state kicks in, the constant product automated market maker, or CPM.
CPM. Okay, break that down for me. CPM. What's that all about?
Basically, it's like a giant pool of money that helps keep the price of the emoji stable, even if there's like a lot of buying or selling happening. So it's a pretty common mechanism in DeFi, and it's designed to create like a more predictable trading experience.
Okay.
So the two-state mechanism is kind of all about starting things off carefully with the CLAM and then transitioning to a more robust system with the CPM once the emoji has kind of like found its footing.
Yeah. It's like launching a rocket. You need that initial burst to get off the ground, but then you switch to a different system for like stable flight once you're up in the air.
That's a great analogy, yeah.
But you mentioned earlier that there's some serious math involved in all of this.
Yeah.
What did they actually have to build to make this work?
Well, they built this entire platform from the ground up. And the math behind it is pretty intense. Like, for example, they had to figure out how to calculate dynamic price ranges.
Dynamic price ranges. What does that even mean?
Okay, so imagine like you have a super popular emoji, right?
Right.
Like with fire emoji, right? Like everyone wants it. And so like the price starts going up. But with dynamic price ranges, the system can automatically adjust like the range where people can buy and sell that emoji, so it kind of prevents these crazy price swings.
So like you don't end up holding a worthless pile of poop emojis.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, that's something I can understand.
So these dynamic price ranges are kind of like a safety valve, right? That keeps the emoji market from getting too out of control.
Got it. So what other mathematical wizardry did they have to kind of figure out to make this thing work?
They had to like come up with ways to calculate virtual reserves, figure out how to distribute liquidity provider tokens, design specific fee structures. Like it's a whole intricate system.
Why?
But I think the takeaway here is that this is serious, well thought out tech. This isn't just some kids in a basement like messing around.
It sounds like they really went all in. But there are so many blockchains out there. Like, why did they choose to build this thing on Aptos specifically?
Yeah, it's a great question. Aptos has like a few really unique features that make it kind of a perfect fit for this type of platform. For example, it has these things called arithmetic aggregators.
Arithmetic aggregator. Okay, you lost.
Okay, so basically arithmetic aggregators make it like really easy to keep track of important metrics.
Wow.
Like, the total trading volume, the overall value of all the emojis in the system. So it's kind of like having like a live dashboard that shows you exactly how the emoji economy is performing in real time.
Oh, wow.
Which is really important for, maintaining transparency and building trust in a decentralized platform.
So it's like this really super efficient accountant that's keeping track of all these emoji transactions.
Exactly. And Aptos also has these things called parallelizable events, which basically means it can like handle a ton of transactions all at the same time without like slowing down.
Okay, yeah. That's important.
Which is essential for a platform like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you potentially have, thousands of people buying and selling emojis simultaneously.
Yeah, you don't want the system to crash just because like everyone decided to trade their thinking face emojis.
Exactly right.
Okay, so Aptos provides the speed and efficiency you need to kind of keep up with this emoji market.
Yeah.
Anything else about Aptos that makes it a good fit for this project?
One more really cool feature is that they have this implementation of a global counter.
A global counter. I'm curious now.
Okay, so think of it this way. They need to keep track of the total number of transactions that are happening across the entire platform, right?
Okay, yeah.
But they also need to track like the activity in each individual emoji market.
Right.
So like how many times has the rocket emoji been traded? And with a global counter, they can do both of those things without like sacrificing performance.
It's like a central library that's keeping track of all the emoji books, but you can still easily find the specific book you're looking for.
Yeah. It's a great way to think about it.
It's pretty clever.
Yeah, they've really thought this through.
Yeah, I'm starting to see why they chose Aptos. It's like they found the perfect toolbox to build this emoji-powered trading platform.
Yeah.
But I got to be honest, it's still kind of weird to think about trading emojis as assets.
I know, right? But that's what makes this so interesting, right? I mean,
Okay.
We're not just talking about the technology here.
Right.
We're talking about like a potential like cultural shift.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like they're not just building a cool platform. It's like they're exploring new ways to connect with each other and express ourselves online, and maybe even like reshape how we think about value in the digital age.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what we're going to be diving into next, right?
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about the like technical side of things.
And that's in bold.
But now let's actually get into like the cultural implications of all this.
Yeah.
Why are emojis potentially such a powerful tool for like changing how we think about finance?
Welcome back to our deep dive into this world of emojicoin.fun.
Yeah, I'm still wrapping my head around it.
It's a lot to take in.
It is.
But before the break, we were talking about how this whole idea of trading emojis like could actually, change the way we think about finance and interact with each other online.
It's like emojis are already this universal language, right, that we use every day.
Yeah.
And now they're becoming this new form of like financial expression. It's
pretty wild.
It's blowing my mind.
I know, it is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
When you think about it, like using emojis as ticker symbols makes investing so much more accessible and relatable, especially for people who might be like kind of intimidated by traditional finance.
Yeah.
It's like instead of trying to decipher what GOG or AAPL means, you can just look at like a rocket emoji and instantly kind of get a sense of what that asset represents.
It's so intuitive, right?
Yeah, it's
it's visual. Yeah.
Visual, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so let's go back to something we touched on earlier, the on-chain chat feature, It seems like more than just a fun add-on. Like, how does that fit into the bigger picture of what emojicoin.fun is trying to achieve?
Yeah, the on-chain chat is actually like a key part of the whole experience. It allows users to like connect and chat with each other in real time, like right there on the blockchain.
That's pretty cool.
So you can discuss trading strategies, you can share insights, you can celebrate wins, commiserate over losses. It's all like happening live as you're trading.
So it's like a built-in social network specifically for emoji traders.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's kind of brilliant. It's like taking the whole concept of social trading to a whole new level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It creates this like dynamic, interactive environment that you just don't get with traditional trading platforms.
Right.
Which can feel really like isolated and transactional. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is more like a community of people who are all like interested in exploring this new world of emoji powered finance together.
Yeah, and it's not just about speculation or like trying to get rich quick, right? There's an opportunity for like genuine connection and collaboration.
Totally.
Like you can learn from other traders, you can share tips and even just like hang out and talk about your favorite emojis. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it really taps into that power of collective intelligence.
Yeah.
Right? By sharing information and ideas, like users can potentially make more informed trading decisions and learn from each other's experiences.
That's a really important point. I think sometimes people get so caught up in the hype of making money.
Yeah.
They kind of forget about the value of community and learning. But it seems like emojicoin.fun is like intentionally trying to create a space where those things are just as important as profits.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's kind of what sets it apart from a lot of other DeFi projects out there. It's not just about building a cool platform or making a quick buck. It's about creating a community, fostering education, and exploring the potential of this new form of digital asset in a way that's fun and engaging and accessible to everyone.
Okay, so we've talked about the tech, the community, the culture.
Yeah.
It's clear that a lot of thought and innovation went into creating emojicoin.fun. But let's be real, is this just a passing fad?
Yeah.
Will people still be trading emojis like a year from now?
Right.
Or is this something bigger, a sign of things to come in the world of finance?
It's a great question, and honestly, it's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
The DeFi space is constantly evolving, and what's hot today might be forgotten tomorrow, but I think there are a few things that suggest that emojicoin.fun might have some staying power.
Okay, like what are the signs that this could be like more than just a flash in the pan?
Well, first, look at the team behind it.
Okay.
Iconia Labs has a proven track record in DeFi, and they're clearly like really passionate about this project.
Yeah.
They're not just trying to like cash in on a trend. They're trying to like build something meaningful and sustainable.
You can tell they really believe in this idea.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Second, think about the user experience. Like, it's fun, it's engaging, it's easy to understand, even if you're like not a tech expert, Yeah. That's huge.
They've managed to take something that could be really complex and intimidating and make it feel like accessible and even like playful.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a good recipe for attracting a wide range of users.
Yeah, totally. And then there's the cultural factor, right?
Yeah.
I mean, emojis are already like so deeply ingrained in our digital lives, so there's this natural fit there. Right. It's not like they're trying to like force people to adopt some new weird form of communication,
Right.
They're taking something familiar and giving it a new twist.
Exactly. Yeah. And the last thing, and this is maybe the most important, is community engagement.
Yeah.
If people find the platform like useful and enjoyable, if they stick around and contribute to the community, then emojicoin.fun has a real chance of becoming something truly special.
It's not just about the technology, it's about the people.
Yeah.
It's about building like a community that believes in the potential of this platform and wants to see it succeed.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's like you can have the coolest tech in the world, But if nobody uses it,
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't really matter, yeah.
It's all going to come down to like whether people find value in it, whether they see it as more than just, a quick way to make a buck.
Yep.
But if they do, if they embrace the community and the culture that's emerging around emojicoin.fun, then who knows? Maybe we're witnessing the birth of a whole new era of digital finance.
Oh, it's an exciting thought.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, like, if emojis can become tradable assets, like what's next? Memes,
Yeah.
GIFs. Are we
Yeah.
going to see a whole wave of platforms popping up trying to like tokenize every aspect of internet culture?
It's definitely a possibility. I mean, that's what makes this space so fascinating. It's constantly evolving, pushing boundaries, and challenging our assumptions about what's possible.
I'm starting to see why you're so passionate about DeFi. It's like
Why?
anything could happen.
Yeah.
But before we get too carried away with futuristic predictions,
Yeah.
I think it's important to acknowledge that this is still, uncharted territory.
Well, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, and that means there are risks involved. We can't just gloss over that.
Yeah, that's a good point. We've talked a lot about the potential upside of emojicoin.fun, but what about the potential downsides?
Right.
Like, what are some of the risks that people should be aware of before they jump in?
Yeah, that's a great point, and I think that's a perfect segue into our next section where we can, kind of dig into some of the potential downsides.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been exploring this fascinating world of emojicoin.fun, where like emojis transform from these simple, digital icons into like tradable assets.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique concept. We've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
The tech behind the platform, the sense of community that it fosters, and the potential for like, kind of a cultural shift in how we perceive finance.
Yeah. And like we were just saying before, it's really important to acknowledge the risks involved with any new venture, especially in a space as unpredictable as DeFi, right?
Oh, absolutely. And that's where things get a little more serious.
Yeah.
While the idea of trading emojis, might seem fun and lighthearted, we're still talking about financial investments,
Right.
which inherently carry risk.
Yeah. Okay, so let's dive into those risks a little bit. Like, what are some of the potential downsides that people should be aware of before they start trading emoji coins?
Well, I think one of the biggest risks in any DeFi platform is market volatility.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
The value of these emoji coins, just like any other cryptocurrency, can fluctuate wildly.
Oh, yeah.
You could see your investment go up significantly one day.
Right.
And then plummet the next.
So even though emojicoin.fun is built on this like sophisticated math and aims for stability,
Yeah.
there's no guarantee that you'll make money.
Exactly. There's no magic formula for guaranteed profits in DeFi, and I think that's important to remember.
Yeah.
And I think it's especially crucial for newcomers to be cautious and not invest more than they can afford to lose.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the excitement of a new trend can kind of make people overlook the potential for losses.
Right.
What about security? I mean, we're talking about, real assets here.
Yeah.
Are there concerns about, hacks or vulnerabilities on the platform?
Security is always a top priority in the DeFi space.
Of course.
And to their credit, Iconia Labs chose to build emojicoin.sun on the Aptos blockchain.
Yeah.
Which is known for its, robust security features.
Yeah.
But like you said before, no system is entirely foolproof.
Right. There's always some level of risk, even with the best security measures in place.
Absolutely. DeFi is still a relatively young and evolving space. So it's crucial for users to be aware of the inherent risks, do their own research, and practice safe trading habits.
Right. So don't just blindly follow the hype.
Exactly.
Do your homework, understand the risks before you dive in head first. That's good advice for any type of investment, really.
Yeah, totally.
So let's shift gears a bit and talk about, the long-term prospects of emojicoin.fun. Is this just a passing fad, or could it be like a sign of something bigger happening in finance?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. It is.
It's impossible to predict the future with absolute certainty, especially in a space as dynamic as DeFi.
But we can speculate a bit, right?
Sure. Yeah.
What are some of the factors that will determine whether emojicoin.fun has staying power?
Well, I think user adoption is key.
Yeah.
If people find the platform like engaging, easy to use, and valuable, it has a much higher chance of success in the long run.
Yeah. So it's not just about having cool technology. It's about creating an experience that people genuinely enjoy and want to be a part of.
Exactly. It's about building a thriving community that believes in the potential of this platform. And it's interesting because if emojicoin.fun does succeed, it could potentially inspire a whole new wave of platforms trying to tokenize other aspects of internet culture, right?
Yeah. Imagine if we start seeing platforms where you can train memes or invest in viral videos.
Right.
It sounds crazy, but who knows? Maybe that's the future of finance.
It's definitely a possibility, and that's what makes this space so exciting. I mean, we're at the forefront of a technological and cultural shift, and things are changing so rapidly. It's hard to predict what will happen next, but it's definitely going to be interesting to watch.
Absolutely, and emojicoin.fun is a perfect example of how innovation can come from the most unexpected places.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that something as simple as an emoji could potentially revolutionize the way we think about finance?
It's a great reminder that we should always be open to new ideas and explore the potential of technology to reshape our world.
Right.
Even if it comes in the form of something as seemingly trivial as an emoji.
Yeah, well, I think it's safe to say that we've only just scratched the surface of this topic.
For sure.
But if there's one thing we've learned from this deep dive, it's that the world of DeFi is full of surprises.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those surprises can be incredibly exciting and thought-provoking.
Totally.
Emoji coin. Fun. It really challenges our assumptions about what constitutes an asset.
Yeah.
How we interact with financial systems and the very nature of value in a digital world.
Yeah, it's a fascinating glimpse into the future of finance, where technology and culture intersect in ways that we're only just beginning to understand.
It really is.
So keep an eye on this space, folks. The future of finance might be a lot more fun and colorful than we ever imagined.
That's a great point to end on. So thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of emojicoin.fun.
Yeah, this has been great.
It's been a wild ride.
It has.
But until next time, remember to stay curious, explore new ideas, and maybe even invest in a few emojis along the way.
Sounds good to me.